Hey there guys, it's Dr. George here, and as promised I wanted to create a video that will potentially save your life or somebody you love's life. Basically what I'm talking about is the creation of a special wallpaper for your iPhone. Basically what we're going to be doing today is taking an image and putting some special information on there. So if you're ever in an accident or anything like that, people will be able to get emergency contact details for you directly from your phone without having to open it up. I think this is a really important thing, and this came to light with the ICE movement, or the in case of emergency movement, that was started in the UK in London after the bombings. And there was a lot of people that were found that had mobile phones in their pockets, but we didn't have any contact details to be able to call any of their relatives, so it was very difficult. By doing this very simple task, you are going to be able to ensure that the correct people are contacted if you are ever in a situation where you're not able to speak for yourself. So let's get started. The first thing is to find a nice picture that you want to use as your background. It can be anything. I find that the less busier, the easier it is. Okay, so what you need to do is, once you've decided on an image, you just need to open it up in this fantastic online photo editor. It's 100% free. You don't even have to give your email address. It's really good. And it's called, I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's Pixlr or something. Pixlr.com. So when you go to the editor section, so that's pixlr.com/editor, you go to here, open image from your computer, click on that, and you just open up the image that you want to use. La voila! Okay, so we have a picture here. It's fairly big, and what we need to do is basically get a nice vertical shot. As I said, the less busy it is, probably the better. So I would then click on the crop tool here and just sort of make a bit of a vaguely vertical photo like that. That looks okay to me, and just hit return. Okay, so we've got a vaguely vertical image there. The next thing you want to do is we will need to get the photo into the correct dimensions. So you go to image, image size. Now, if you have an iPhone 4, you want to have a height of 960, and I recommend just switching off the constraints proportions, and you want to have a width of 640. Okay, so for an iPhone 4, it's 960 pixels high with a width of 640 pixels. Or if you have an iPhone 3, and that includes the 3GS, you want a height of 480 pixels and a width of 320 pixels. Hit OK. And there we go. We have the image at the correct size. Probably a good idea just to zoom it up a bit, make it a little bit bigger. So let's make that 100% there. Okay, so now we have the image size that is going to be the screen of our iPhone. Now the next step is, so you can see that's the top of the image and that's the bottom of the image. Now get the image round about the middle there. So there we go. Now we need to create a bit of a background on which we can put our message there. So I've hit this box and circle tool here, and you've got the rectangle tool there, and I'm going to choose to have a background that is red. So I'm just going to drag this all the way across to red. An easier way of doing it would just be to click on, there you go, there's that red that we want there, and hit OK. So now we just need to create a nice big box that's going to sit in the middle there. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Nice big box there. So the next step is to create a wording on top of this. So the first ones we want to have is here, and I'm going to put in case of emergency, please call. Now we can make this a little bit bigger. So, and drag it across to the edges just there. Make it a little bit smaller. Oop, too big. There we go. So we have that smack bang in the middle. This might be worthwhile to make it bold, which of course changes the size, so we just have to make it a little bit smaller again. There we go. Let's move it into the center there. And then I'm going to make it white so it really stands out. There we go. In case of emergency, please call. And that's okay. So we have that first part done, and then we'll need to create some contact numbers. So here we do it again. So let's say we want to call my dad. So Ross Forgan-Smith, and then you put the number 555-1234 or whatever the number is. Make sure it's the correct number as well, and then underneath that I'm going to put another number. It's like Joe Blogs, and his number is 555-4321. And sometimes it's worthwhile putting some, if you were diabetic, say for example, attention diabetic, allergies as well. So diabetic and allergic to peanuts. This is really handy information. If you've ever been to a hospital, these are the sort of questions that people want to know. So there we go. So we've actually just created the screen that's going to go onto, onto our iPhone. That's it. That's all you have to do. The next step is File, and we want to save that. And you want to have it as the best quality that you can have. And then you just hit OK, and I recommend calling it something so it's very easy to find. So wallpaper.jpg, and place it into a place where you know where it's going to be. The next step is, after you have saved it, you need to email that photo to yourself. That way you can then download it onto your iPhone. And then the next step is very simple. You just have to set this photo as your wallpaper, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Okay, so here's how to create the wallpaper in your iPhone. Unfortunately, there isn't a really good video program that I have found that enables screen capture directly from the iPhone. So I've made some photos, and hopefully this will help explain. So here's the deal. You need to, what I do is I email the photo to myself, and then you can see the photo in the email there. Then you basically tap on the image and you hit the Save Image button there, and that will place it into your photos. So there we go, that's the image now saved. So you need to go and tap on Photos, and then you bring up the photo there on your camera roll, and you click on this button here, and it brings up a dialog, and you just hit Use as Wallpaper. It'll let you move it around and scale it, and you just do that with your fingers, and then you hit the Set button here. then you'll come up with this screen. And the trick is you just set it as the lock screen. You don't need that information when your phone's open. It's only when the phone is locked that people won't be able to get into your phone. So I just have it set as the lock screen. And there you go. That is it, my friend. You have now been able to create the wallpaper that could very well save your life. I recommend getting in and doing it right now. This is vital, vital information. If you have found this useful, I would really, really appreciate it if you could share it forward. Doing something as simple like this could help save many, many lives. Have a fantastic day. Yours in good health, Dr. George.